Hello, welcome back to Unrest Digest. I hope you can see me because I can't see you because of the glare. One day we'll solve this issue, but for now, let's talk about the news. Specifically, there's been a renting reform. So all of you who are part of the whole "you'll own nothing, you'll be happy," you'll be pleased to know that there's some improvements to the renting situation. I'd like to be honest with you and disclose that I am personally a renter. I'm really enjoying it. It's great. I'm too scared to put up picture frames on the wall in case I get done for damaging. Also, we have to use these sticky things to hang up pictures, and yeah, they fall down quite a lot. But yeah, so anyway, I do have a list of the things that have been added to. There is some stuff for rent. What's it called when someone who rents out their house? A rentor? Not a renter. Someone who. A rentee. I'm not actually sure what they actually what they're called, to be honest. But we'll read. Let's see here. Government introduced landmark reforms. Let's go to gov.uk. I didn't even know that was a site to read the news from. Government introduces landmark reforms to deliver fairer private rented sector for tenants and landlords. Oh, they're called a landlord. Going back to what I said. Once in a generation, reforms will deliver safer, fairer, and higher quality homes for my new empire. 11 million tenants across England will benefit from safer, fairer and higher quality homes thanks to a once in a generation overhaul of housing laws. Rather than going into all of that jargon and waffle, I'm going to just read out it all. It's all been sectioned. So from Simple Politics on Facebook, today we're going to go back to the old article. This is a detour from the article. So yeah, we're going to go a bit ADHD here. Reform for renters. Today, the government announced their long-awaited renters' bill reform bill. I read that, sorry. It includes a commitment to abolish 21 no-fault evictions. I assuming that's just evicting people for absolutely no reason or because you didn't like them. Oh, I've had someone. I commented on the thing saying, "Great, gonna buy 3." I don't want to spoil it. We'll get to that in a minute. The legal rights to request a pet in your home. It says landlords cannot unreasonably refuse. So I said, great, going to buy 3 more dogs. And someone said, to rent out as apartments in London. I didn't get the joke. 2 people have haha reacted to that. Going to buy 3 more dogs. No, my last 2 were shot by the Met Police. Anyway, we'll go a little bit in time trolling, is that? I don't know. Great, going to buy 3 more dogs to rent out as apartments in London. No, my last 2 were shot by the Met Police. Anyway, so a little bit of S-posting halfway through a video because we're professional here. Talk about the ADHD stuff. Anyway, back to where we were. Sorry about that. A new ombudsman, I can never say that word, to resolve disputes more quickly and cheaply. I'm going to close the window in case somebody can hear me and I get right out to my job. Oh, Jesus Christ. Clip that up if you want. Clip that up. Kick my own bed. Anyway, back to the video. This is going great. My shin it feels lovely right now. I don't know how you say ombudsman. Ombudsman. I'm going to call up the ombudsman to resolve disputes more quickly. See, this is what I mean. I get in trouble for making terrible accents. It says, Lucas, we've had some complaints about your YouTube channel. It appears you've been doing racial stereotypes. I know I've done Donald Trump impersonations that weren't very good. I mean, you can't really get me sacked for that, can you? More power. Anyway, so basically, if you've got a dispute, it's pretty obvious. I thought the ombudsman was something to do with finance and stuff. Or an ombudsman was a guy who drops you around a 10 bag. Oh, terrible, terrible. So that sounds good, but it's a bit wishy-washy, that one, because nothing to find. A lot of this is a bit. Anyway, I want to go back to the pet thing, to be honest. Like, cannot unreasonably refuse. Does that mean that if the landlord wants to be a dick, it's going to be up to the judge and you'd have to fight? Or maybe this ombudsman's going to help decide whether it is reasonable or not to have, say, I want to have 5 dogs in the home. I mean, I feel like you should be allowed to say, I do not want dogs in my house, but I think you should have a very good reason for it. Like, for example, if you're seeking to move back into the house, if it's in a certain area, it's a tiny flat. I understand, but at the same time, there's so many of the places that you look on a Rightmove to rent, and it's no dogs, and that's not fair, because that limits so much of the houses we go to. And I understand it's a whole private property and that, but when you're leasing out your house as to rent, it becomes someone else's property somewhat. You're paying them for the privilege. I understand you have property rights, and a lot of people who may agree with me on a lot of other things won't agree with me on this, but you've given your house up to the commons, essentially. You could argue, no, you haven't, because it's private. You haven't actually given it up to the commons. It's not as if anyone could come and go as you want. You haven't given your house, donated your house to the public. I understand that, but when houses say things like no children, I'm sorry, but I think we have more rights as human beings. If you don't want me and my dog, don't rent. You can't split up families. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I understand you have your private rights, private property, and I'm all for private property. Honestly, we can go and not debate, a whole video where I talk about how much I love private property, and I bloody wish I had some. Other than the crap that I'm holding here that I probably didn't even pay for most of it anyway. So, even this phone's all on finance and all that stuff. And a laptop, yeah. Well, I'm not going to get into how much stuff I have or don't have, because I'm going to make myself look very bad. It might not help me finish off my point. What was the point again? Oh yeah, it was to do with the hold on private property and that, because I think the right to keep your family together, having children, is it a right to have children? It's a negative right, surely. A negative right is something like that if you are alone in the forest, people cannot, it's not like I have a right to your thing, like your healthcare. You have a right to education. I don't think you have a right to that. It's great, it's a privilege, honestly, but you don't have the right to someone else's labour. But having children is something that you would do naturally. So to stop someone from doing that, I think, is against their rights. I believe you have a right to reproduce. I'd have to really talk to someone on that, or really, maybe my mind can be changed. I'm open to be convinced of otherwise. But on this, I'm sorry, with the situation that we have right now, that I've experienced and many others have experienced, I don't want to be told like it or lump it, because of the way the system is. Like, we have certain, not proper rights, but rights that or privileges, you could say. There's so many people renting. Now, I'd like to live in a society where we could all buy our own house. We wouldn't have to worry about if there's a dog in here or not. But like, a lot of these places and people are just like, well, you can't have a dog because I said so. And it's just like, but you're not even here. It's barely even your house. And it's just like, the bank owns your house anyway, and the bank owns the landlord's house. And then I'm in their house. I understand if it's for a small period of time, but when you're like leasing out your house for such a long period of time and you're never there, I know how much of it is your property, like, after a while. Because I understand, and you'll be like, oh, but it's private property, because people own these places and own these houses, and I get that. But right now I'm on private property because a long time ago, those are nobles and rich people and royalty bought up all the land, and that's why, like, all the places that are leasehold is because the land has been leased to you by those people that have bought up all the land. And I'm sorry, I got here just now, and everyone's bought up all of the land and all of the property before me. How is that fair on me to then? How is it fair that I have to go and then buy my own private property when there's bloody none left? But anyway, that's so yeah, there's no property left. You've driven the prices up and there's people profiting. And I've come here, and all I want to do is have my dog in my house and have a child in the house. That's all I bloody want, right? We can get onto private property, and we can talk about renting and stuff, and should we have it easier, less, or money, and all of this stuff, and should the landlord be allowed to rip your kitchen out or kick you out if he doesn't like you? We can get into that when I can be allowed to keep my private property as it has been deemed by law. The dog is my property. I should be allowed to have my property with me. You want your property rights, then my property rights trump your property rights, because I don't even believe that dogs should be property. Dogs are part of the family, should be given some kind of elevated status, because dog is a man's best friend. And what? So I'm not allowed to have friends over in the house now? Do you know what I mean? It trumps over that. It's more than property. People, and you're not allowed to say, "Oh, it's my property, so no blacks allowed in my house." Are you? Why not? Tell me why not? Because it's the same argument, right? Not allowing pets is like not allowing you. I'm not gonna go down saying that, but you know what I'm getting at. It's my point. I just don't believe you can discriminate on these things. I'll get into this on another video, because this has gone on a bit long with me ranting now. But I'm sorry, it's just one small thing. We can discuss everything else, but I should be allowed to have children in the house that I'm paying to be in. That's another thing as well. You have rights as someone who is paying. You have rights, and you could call it privileges. I don't mean like human rights, but you have rights when you are paying for a product. And you could say, well, yeah, but you paid for it with the whole no pets allowed kind of thing. And it's just like, you've cornered the market, and it's an unfair monopoly. And as much as I'm in favour of the free market, the way the system has been now, it's been monopolised in a way which loads of people will say no pets allowed. And so I'm not in the whole business of it's not one corporation doing it, but when a lot of people are doing the same thing and they know they can get away with it because other people are doing it, it's almost like some kind of collective monopoly without even people realizing, because they know they can. They just say, "Oh, no pets," and they know people will buy them. People will live with no pets, or they'll push their pets onto somebody else, or they'll just abandon their pets. I mean, I feel for the pets to get abandoned because the people have to move and they can't take their pets with them. It's horror stories, man. So I'm sorry, but I get there should be some circumstances if you can prove, and I get that's why it says unreasonably refused, because some people will take the piss and try and move horses into their flats and stuff, because it has been done. I was going to laugh as it was a funny joke, but then I remembered I've seen it. It was some horse in a flat. So, but yeah, so I think there's just certain rights that certain things just trump those little things. And if you don't, I mean, you should be allowed to have your pet in the house. If the pet does anything, pisses on the carpet, you have to pay. You're then, fine. The whole enter at your own risk. Let me allow me to have my dog, and if it destroys the house, then I am liable to pay for it. And follow me around, follow me after the money, chase me down, force me to pay for it if it's things, because it's someone else's property. I also don't agree with living in someone's home, trashing it, and then leaving scot-free. Same as with them. But then again, same with the whole deposit thing. But we can get into that another time. And maybe that little system of handling the deposit doesn't quite work, because if you're not going to get your deposit back, people then to trash the place, and maybe the system doesn't quite work. I'm going to stop the video here because I've gone on for a while and I want to read the rest of it and separate out, because I felt like slightly two separate topics on the same thing. So please stay tuned for part 2. Please like, comment, share, subscribe, and catch me outside. How about that? Oh yeah, check out the Rumble channel. I might be doing some stuff on there. Cool. Cheers.